What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with yet another one. And that's what other way can I say it other than Fanni Willis just received a little bit of bad news, something that could affect her. It might affect her. Maybe it won't do anything, but it might affect her. Before we get into the video, if you wouldn't mind, please liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, anything you can do to help me out. Really appreciate it. The channel grows with every, engagement, and we really appreciate it over here. Anyways, back to the video. It says Fulton County Commissioners say Fanni Willis is subject to oversight from the local ethics board. The clarification paves the way for the local ethics board to hear complaints against the Fulton County District Attorney. See, before, she wasn't held to these standards, and this is why this is funny. Fulton County Commissioners clarified this week that elected officials receiving county funds are considered employees of the county, setting the stage for ethics complaints to be heard against embattled District Attorney Fanni Willis. In a 4-2 vote, with one person abstaining on April 17th, the commissioners appeared to open the door for the Fulton County Ethics Board to hear complaints against Ms. Willis, whose office is funded in part by taxpayer dollars. See, previously, the ethics board dismissed 2 ethics complaints against Ms. Willis, saying that she was a state officer and the county had no jurisdiction over her. Basically, they washed their hands of the situation. However, a complaint filed by Holly Kessler, Georgia State Director for Citizens Defending Freedom, remains pending before the ethics board. Ms. Willis has been in the spotlight since charging former President Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants with racketeering and criminal conspiracy charges for their actions in challenging the 2020 presidential election results. 4 of them have since pleaded guilty. Jesus Christ. On January 8th, an attorney for co-defendant Michael Roman filed a motion accusing Ms. Willis of being involved in an improper relationship with attorney Nathan Wade, whom she hired as a special prosecutor in the racketeering case. Yeah, it's funny. In a criminal conspiracy case, she has an actual conspiracy. Not a huge one, because I think a conspiracy has to be 3 or more people, but it is a conspiracy in the sense that she did something that she wasn't supposed to do with one other person, and then they conspired against President Trump. The motion alleged Mr. Wade, took Miss Willis on lavish vacations to Florida, California, and the Caribbean, and that she financially benefited from the arrangement, which she did. She did. Miss Willis and Mr. Wade denied doing anything wrongdoing. Of course. What are they going to say? That they did something wrong and then get the penalty for that? You can't do that. However, after a March 15th hearing on the allegations, Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee ruled that both prosecutors could not remain on the case. Mr. Wade resigned shortly afterward. Commissioner Bob Ellis said during the meeting that the county's ethics law needed to be amended because of a lack of clarity related to recent ethics board's rulings. 2 previous complaints that were dismissed were filed by Fulton County residents Stephen Kramer and Gregory Mantell. They began independently investigating the district attorney's finances after allegations of misconduct were made public. Ms. Kessler, who spoke before commissioners on April 10th, submitted a letter to the commissioners asserting that the county has every right to oversee how county taxpayer money is spent. Makes sense, right? You would think. The Board of Commissioners appoints and has oversight of the Fulton County Board of Ethics, which is responsible for protecting taxpayer funds from conflict of interest, self-dealing, and transactions that give the appearance of impropriety, she wrote. Oh boy. Ms. Kessler argued that the district attorney herself submitted ethics disclosure forms to the county ethics board, indicating an acknowledgement of oversight. County ethics rules bar the county from entering into any contract involving services or property with an officer or employee, or with a person or business in which an officer or employee has an interest, she said. The public record has been clear on the DA's relationship with a prohibited source vendor, Mr. Nathan Wade. To date, Wade has earned more than $650,000 from 2021 to 2023, Ms. Kessler's letter stated. That is disgusting, isn't it? That they can do this and get away with it. And she has. Up until now, she's gotten away with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, she's probably going to get away with it the whole way, dude. She's probably going to get away with it all the way. because so far nothing's happened to her, and it doesn't look like anything's gonna happen to her either. You know. Now this is gonna open up the way in that she could be at least in some way penalized, but I don't see it, man. I don't see it. It says, excuse me. During the April 17th commissioner meeting, County Attorney Sue Joe said the clarification will be applied prospectively, meaning from the point of enactment forward. Jonathan Houlihan, excuse me, an attorney for Citizens Defending Freedom in Texas, told the Epic Times the commission clarified the definition, not the date of any alleged offenses. The language changes, but the belief that they always had jurisdiction remains the same, Mr. Houlihan said. The jurisdiction is over the taxpayer money and oversight of funds, so of course that is going to encompass people operating in Fulton County, whether or not they claim they're a state constitutional officer or not, he said. Ms. Kessler said she believed it was inappropriate and a conflict of interest for Ms. Willis to hire Mr. Wade. Her complaint alleged Ms. Willis knew or should have known that her conduct was unethical and unlawful as an attorney who prosecutes crimes involving public corruption. Excuse me. See, this is exactly what I'm saying. She's supposed to be an officer of the court. In other words, she's supposed to work for the judicial system, and she's here committing crimes. That is a crime. Misappropriation of funds because you hire someone who's completely unqualified just because you're having sex with the dude and ruining his marriage, by the way. Allegedly, because you gotta say allegedly with all these things. But allegedly ruining his marriage. Yeah, man. She's a great specimen, alright. Great specimen. Not that he's any better or anything. Let's see. Ms. Willis violated the public's trust by contracting and accepting gifts and favors from a prohibited source, Nathan Wade, while failing to disclose their romantic relationship, the complaint alleged. All of that is true. All of that is factual. It's been proven, and nothing has happened to this woman. I hope and pray people will start doing the right thing and hold on to our elected officials account. Hold our elected officials accountable. Excuse me. She told the Epic Times. Miss Willis's office did not respond to a request for comment before press time. Of course not. I'm not surprised. Anyways, you guys, you know how it is, man. I tell you guys this all the time, man. There seems to be a two-tiered system of justice. It's wrong, and it needs to just change this country. But it's not going to change overnight, and it's not going to change unless we all have a problem with it. Anyways, you guys stay safe and stay based.